Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 31st of March, just about 9 a.m., and we're going to go ahead and get started. Today's workout is going to be kind of an intermediate workout. This afternoon at 5:30, I'm going to be doing a beginners and kids session, sort of like aimed at kids and beginners. But today's going to be a classic Brooked session. I'm going to use some equipment, but again, it's all optional equipment. Possible things we're going to use: ball, if you don't have a ball, like a football or something, or a cushion also work. I'm going to probably throw in a couple of weights. If you don't have any weights, feel free to grab a couple of cans. And I'm going to use a resistance loop. But again, you don't need the equipment if you don't have it. You can still just go through all of the movements without the equipment and still be very effective, but I just thought I'd throw them in for those of you who do have some things at home. Obviously, I think you can still get these things on Amazon. The loops that I use are Meglio. It's the same as the long bands, the same brand that I use for my long bands. So that is a strong one, heavy blue loop. So the loops always go a little bit heavier. With the long bands, I generally go lighter. I'll also show you some options. If you don't have weights, but do have a long resistance band, I'll show you how you can use a resistance band instead of weights. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started standing at the end of your mat, checking your feet. Feet should be in a line, toes and heels in a line. Draw the abdominals in. Just imagine those are just kind of pulling up your middle. Breathe in, lift the arms overhead. And then as you breathe out, come up onto your toes. Just finding your balance, drawing your heels a little bit in towards each other. Reach your arms out to the side as you lower the heels down, and then just reach the hands behind your back to open up the chest. I want you to drop your hands down to your side, drop your chin, round your spine, and slowly start rolling down towards the mat. Just hang over the legs, nod your head, and then shake the head side to side. Good. I want you to bend your right knee, keep the left leg straight, and then switch. Bend the left knee with the right leg straight. One more time each way, right knee bends, and then the left knee bends, and then bend both knees around the spine and roll yourself back to standing, really hanging over, articulating every joint of that spine until the shoulders and head finally come up last. Take another big breath in, lift the arms up, keeping your ribs towards your hips. You're going to come up onto those toes and just lower the heels down and up, from low to high. Try to slide the shoulder blades down the back. Keep reaching through the fingertips. Hold the last one up, and then I'm going to twist to the left. Keep the hips facing forward, just grow taller as you twist. Breathe in, come back to the center. Try to stay tall as you twist to the right. Breathe in, come back to the center. Lower the heels down. Drop your chin to your chest, round the spine, and roll yourself down once again. Once you get down towards the floor, I'm going to bend the knees and get the hands to the mat and walk your hands forward, breathing out as you come forward. Lift the head, relax your shoulders, and we're going to lift that right leg up, point the toe to the top of the wall behind you, knee under the body to the opposite elbow. Breathe in, reach the toe high, exhale low. Lift, lift, and lower. One more here. High to low, back to your plank. Check your head is up, shoulders down. Send the left leg up, left knee to right elbow. Breathe in as you reach that toe behind. Lift the leg high, breathe out as you try to connect the knee to the elbow. 2 more times, high to low. Last one, lift and lower. Come back into your plank. Lift your hips up, hold your downward dog. Try to get those heels down into the mat. Inhale, and then exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet, bend the knees, around the spine, and roll yourself all the way up. Shoulders and head coming up last. Now I'm going to lift your left arm, right hand down the side of the leg. Just lengthening through that left side. Imagine a helium balloon pulling you up. So we're not leaning over this way. We're just going up to the ceiling. Lengthening through that left side. Imagine a helium balloon pulling you up. So we're not leaning over this way. We're just going up to the ceiling. Inhale down, right arm up. Reaching nice and tall, lengthening, opening up the ribs on that right side, and then hand comes down. Once again, check your feet are parallel. We're going to breathe out and come into a squat. Breathe in, back to standing. Exhale, drop the hips. Check your knees are tracking right over your toes. Aim for 4 more. Try to really get the hips low. Thighs should be parallel to the floor. Last 2. Hold the last one down. Now take the weight forward onto those toes. Lift your heels and lower. Lift and lower. Zip the core a little tighter, just tightening the waist. Stay there for 4 and 3. Last 2. And hold that last one up. So you can get the hips a little lower, the heels a little higher, and then drop your hands down and slowly come back up to standing. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chin up, inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your chin, round your spine, rolling down once again, hanging over the legs. Bend both knees, rest your chest on top of your knees so it's like you're in a very low squat, hands on the mat. Then straighten the legs out as much as you can. Try to block those knees out. Once again, bend the knees, rest your chest on top of the knees. Inhale, and then exhale, straighten out the legs. Last time, bend the knees, chest stays on top of the knees. Breathe out, straighten the legs. And then just a soft bend of the knees, walk your hands forward once again, breathing out as you come forward into your plank. And we're just gonna walk the right hand forward, left hand forward, right hand back, left hand back. Just going forward, forward, back, back. 4 more, back, back, and 3. Try not to let the hips pike up. Last 2. 1 more. Back and hold. Now take your shoulders, got the tailbone slightly, lift the head. Now lead with your left hand first. Left, right, back, and back. Left, right, back. 3 more. Forward, forward, back, back. Last 2. Just make sure your breath is flowing. Hold the last one, and now tap the left foot out and in. Right foot out and in. Out and back and out and back. 4 more. 4 and 3. Last 2. 1. Now I want you to drop down to your elbows. Lace your fingers together. Pull your elbows back towards your toes forward to your elbows. And then inhale, drop your knees down to the mat. Exhale, lift the knees up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Aim for 4. Keep the head up, looking off the end of the mat. And 3. Keep the hips in line with the shoulders. Last 2. And lift. And 1. Lift up and hold. Now if you can, dip the right hip down. And then the left. Inhales, you change. Exhales, you dip. If this feels too strong, just hold your low plank. Don't add the movement. Just hold in that plank. Otherwise, aim for 4 and 3. Just rolling over those toes. Last 2 and 1. Back to the center. Knees down and sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms, rest your head, and breathe. Good. Okay, now the body's a little bit warmed up. We're ready to flip onto our back. And grab your ball or a cushion or whatever you have. We're going to place the ball between your ankles. Knees above the hips in tabletop position, button your ribs towards your hips. Belly button pulled in tight. Pelvic floor lifting up and away. Imagine drawing your sit bones together. Feel the head and shoulders up. And now stretch the legs long. Squeeze that ball tight. Pump the arms. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. If you need to modify, pull those knees in. Head can be down. Or we're going to have a hand behind the head. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. And out. Breathe in. Looking in towards the abdominals. Make sure that belly button is pulling down. Nothing is lifting up, bulging, or doming. 2, 3, 4. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Strong arms. Last one. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. Take the shoulders back. Pull your knees into your chest. Turn your head side to side. Good. Now take your hands behind the head. You're going to breathe out. Lift the head. Stretch the legs out. Squeeze that ball. And then roll the right leg over left. Turn towards your right. Lifting your left shoulder. Stay there for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Take the shoulders back. Pull your knees in. Head down. Exhales. Other side. Stretch the legs. Left leg rolls over the right. Twist to your left for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders back. Bend the knees. I'm going to show a modification next. So shoulders up, twist to your right forward. So keeping the knees bent. Otherwise, the legs are long. Right leg on top of the left. 2 and 1. Inhale, shoulders back, bend the knees. I'm going to start with the modification. Shoulders up, twist left, 4, 3. Otherwise, legs are long. 2 and 1. We're going to go one more time each way. Inhale, reset. Exhale, shoulders up, legs long, right leg over left. Squeeze that ball. Twist, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, shoulders back, bend the knees. Last one. Shoulders up, left leg over the right. Long, strong legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the shoulders back. Grab your ball and pull your knees into your chest. Good. Okay, swap your ball for your light weights. Reach your arms behind you and stretch your legs out in front. So point the toes, squeeze the legs together, button your ribs towards your hips. Lift the hands, lift the head, heel yourself up, and reach forward. Breathe in, articulate the spine into a perfectly straight back, shoulders down. Breathe out around the spine, point the toes, squeeze the legs together, and slowly roll yourself all the way back. Now again, if you don't have weights, just do this without the weights. That's still what I do most times in my classes. Just when we're at home, get add some toys to play with. Straighten up the back, shoulders down, around the spine, stretching long, active legs as you roll the upper body down. Inhale. Exhale, peeling up. Reach forward. Inhale, straighten up the back, shoulders down. We're going to exhale, come halfway back now. I want you to cross the right arm across the body. Left arm goes up to the ceiling. Right arm up to the ears. The left hand crosses the body. Inhale, change. So there's no movement through the hips, no movement through your legs. So have a look at your feet. Try to keep them from sliding side to side. So keeping that pelvis perfectly still as we turn the shoulders one more time each way. Exhale as you twist. Inhale as you change. Exhale, twist. Inhale, change. Now I want you to take both arms up alongside your ears and then see if you can roll down from there. Take a big breath in, reaching the arms overhead. And then exhale, lift the hands, head, spine, peel yourself up. Reaching forward. Breathe in, straighten the back, straighten your shoulders. I'm going to come halfway back again. This time, just opening out. Turn, looking over the shoulder. Inhale back. Exhale, twist. And center. Same stability through the lower body. So imagine you're like sinking down into cement. So there's no movement from the hips and down. Twist and center. So we're turning at the waist, turning the shoulders, looking over the shoulders, the arm reaches behind. Breathe in. We're going to go one more time each way. Open the arms wide. Feel that stretch of the chest. Make sure you're leaning back enough that you feel the abdominals as well. Take the hands back to the front and roll yourself down. Now we're going to leave the weights behind. Just kind of drop the weights. Breathe out. Wrap your hands around your side. Pull your knees into your chest. Shoulders back. Lift the head. Lift the hands. So you can stretch to your legs without moving the spine. And then exhale. Control as you come all the way back down to the mat. Big breath in. Sweep the hands around the sides, knees into the chest. Again, we try to turn it into that teaser pose, stretching the legs without moving the back. Exhale down. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, lift. So you can come up with the legs and arms straight. Hold, chin up, shoulders back. Exhale, all the way back down. 2 more. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift up, hold. Stretch the fingers, stretch it through the toes. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, hold. Exhale, sweeping all the way up, holding there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower everything down. Pull your knees into your chest, add a little rock side to side. Good. Now I'm going to add some more toys. We're going to use our loop. So get your loop around both feet and all the way up around your knees. Now again, if you're local to Stoke Newington and you need some equipment, just send me a message and I can loan you some for the time being until you can get your own or until life goes back to normal and we can all have group classes. So yeah, I have a stockpile of loops and balls and bands here, so feel free to contact me. Now we've got that ball under the pelvis. We're balancing on the ball. The loop is around the knees. If you don't have any of this equipment, just do it like this, just on the mat. Little bit of gap under your lower back in our neutral spine. Now I'm going to start moving these toes. Right toe comes down, hold it there. Left toe follows, hold. Right knee up, left knee up. Let's use the hands across your lower abdominals just to pull the sides of the waist together. Make sure nothing's lifting up. Everything's shrinking down under those hands as you move the legs. I'm going to come back up onto my ball. For those of you who do have a ball they can use at home, just to demonstrate there. Tap and tap. Lift and lift. Now let's lead with the left leg first. Left toe comes down, right toe comes down, keeping those lower abdominals scooped in tight. Right, left knee up, right knee up. One more time. 1 foot down, both feet down, one knee up, both knees up. Now take your fingertips up to the ceiling. We're going to do right arm, left leg. Stretch that loop. Inhale back, left arm, right leg, and back. Keep the lowest back rib down on the mat to really sink the upper part of your back down. Aim for 6. Now, if you can see from the video, my hand never goes any further forward than the shoulder. So it's not like it's coming down here along my side. So that's what I usually see. That's the kind of correction I usually have to make in a group. So just check that your hand is staying over that shoulder. The knee stays over the hip. Now come back to our dead bug position. Sink the ribs down, draw the belly button in a little tighter, and now we're going to open out like a book. So imagine your spine like the spine of that book. That doesn't move. Right arm and left knee drop out to the side. Breathe in, come back to our starting point. Left arm, right knee. So again, one hand always stays over the shoulder, one knee always stays over the hip as the other arm and leg move. We got opposite sides moving. If you struggle with your balance, just take your elbows down to the mat and just move the legs. If you don't have a ball, it should be a little bit easier to balance, but still can be quite as challenging just to maintain that neutral spine. Great, let's go one more time each way, out and back and out and back. Now pull your knees into your chest. Let's take the loop away and then stretch your legs out. So ideally you've got a cushion or a ball or something under those hips, lifting the hips a little bit high. We can hold the right leg, left leg drops down. So it's like you're doing your splits upside down. Hold, just trying to sink the shoulders down and then switch the legs. Left leg in, right leg down. Feel free to take a hand down to the mat to help you stabilize if you're up on a ball. Good. Just drop your right foot, drop your left foot, lift your hips up off of the ball, take the ball away. And we're going to come up to our elbows now. Pull your knees into your chest. Touch the lowest front rib and try to pull that down to the mat. And then stretch both legs out. Big exhale. Now we're going to inhale to hold. Exhale clockwise, circling both legs all the way around. And then hold at that 12 o'clock position. Reverse it, counterclockwise. All the way around as you exhale. Inhale, hold at 12 o'clock. Try to stabilize your shoulders and your upper body. Reverse the direction of your circle each time you draw that circle. So we go one way, hold, scoop, other way, using that breath. Inhale, hold, scoop the belly button in. Exhale, move. Inhale, hold, and correct. Exhale, move. Inhale, hold, zip. One more time each way. Exhale as you circle. Inhale to hold. Last one. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Now just come up to sitting. Let's open the knees out. Grab your ankles, pull your feet in, straighten up your back, and just ease your knees out to the sides as you kind of round your spine and roll over those legs. Okay, take your knees back together, pick up your loop again, and we're going to get the loop back up around those knees. Feel free to grab a quick sip of water as we set up for the next exercise, which is going to be focusing on our legs. Now, so we're going to have the hands directly beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and we slip that loop under your left knee. Extend your right leg out. Shoulders, blades down the back. Press the mat away, zip the belly button up and away, and we start lifting that leg up and down. Lift and lower. Aim for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So thinking about your upper body, I want you to just really press into your fingertips until the fingernails turn white. So we just spread the weight to the ends of the fingers rather than focusing on the wrist. Now hold the next one up, bend the knee, sole of the foot points up to the ceiling. Imagine balancing a teacup on the sole of that foot, knee in line with hip, pulse up from there. Big lift. 8, 7, 6, 5. Make sure the heel is in close to your bum. So the thing I often see is this. People kind of kick to that back wall. Try to get it right up to the ceiling. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now extend the leg back out. Just let that foot float in space. Now bend the knee. Sole of the foot comes in towards the hip. Extend. Bend and extend. Stay there. 6 and 5. Keep your belly button pulled in tight. Keep pressing the mat away. Don't sink into your shoulders. Last 3 and 2. Extend and hold that last one. Take the toe back down to the mat. Lift your lower back. Check your hips are still level. Now tuck the foot out and in. Out and back. Aim for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. Point the toe. A little turn out. A little rotation on that leg, but keep the right hip down. Lengthen through that right leg as you lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Keep your head slightly lifted. Aim for 6 and 5. So reaching to the corner of the room. Long diagonal with that leg. Leading with the pinky toe. That's 3, 2, and then last variation on the side. We hold that leg up. Bend the knee and circle the knee. 4 circles. Up and around. 3. Make them as big as you can. Hold the last one, reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees together. Sit back onto your heels. Circle your wrists. And drag your hands back. Slide the band up around your left knee and loop it under your right. So we're just switching sides. I'm going to turn myself around so you can see better what my left leg is doing now. Extend the leg out. Shoulders down, press the mat away, press into those fingertips, zip the belly button up and in, and lift and lower. So you exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Aim for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we bend the knee, pull the heel in close to that bum, and pulse up from there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're going to do a second set here. Keep the knee in line with the hip. Try to lift up from there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stretch that leg back out. Hover that foot in space. Bend the knee, heel to the hip, and extend. Knee goes down to the mat. Extend. To the 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Last one, out and hold, toe comes down to the mat, lift that lower back slightly, press the mat away, imagine you're ripping your mat in 2, toe foot out and in, up and over, up and back. Aim for 6 and 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the foot at the corner of the mat, point the toe, add a little turn out, keep that left hip down, right hip over the right knee, lift, and lower. Make sure you're not bending into your right elbow at all. Aim for 6. Slow movements. Full range of motion. High to low. 4, 3. Last 2. Hold the last one up. Bend that knee. Up and around. Big circles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the knees back together. Get that loop up around the right knee. Sit back onto your heels and stretch your arms out. Sink your ribs between the knees. Rest your head. And breathe. Circle your wrists. Slide your hands back. I'm just going to wrap the hands behind you, lifting your arms up, just opening up the chest. And then stretching out the back. Looking in towards the abdominals. The arms up overhead. Little lean to the left, little lean to the right. Good. Okay, let's flip ourselves back around. And take the loop away. And we're going to use the ball between your knees. I want you to roll yourself back onto your back. Soles of your feet on the floor, so feet flat. Hands at your lower abdominals, fingertips pointing towards the pubic bone, heels of your palms on your hip bones, and then actively tilt the pelvis, draw the belly button, and squeeze your belt, big pelvic floor lift as you exhale. Then inhale, come back into neutral spine, hip bones and pubic bone level, little gap under your lower back. Exhale, press the lower back into the mat, squeeze your belt, draw the belly button in, big pelvic floor lift. Inhale, relax. For your next one, we're going to breathe out, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly, squeeze the ball, and we're going to take the hands behind the head. Hold your imprint, so keep that lower back pressing into the mat. We're going to curl the shoulders up as you squeeze that ball or a cushion, whatever you have, even tighter between the knees. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale again, tilt the pelvis, press the lower back down as you curl the shoulders up, squeeze that ball tight, try to pop that ball between the knees. Inhale, release. Aim for 4 more. Lower back, pressing down, tilting the pelvis, curling the pubic bone in towards your chest as you curl the chest up. Last 2. Lift, hold, scooping everything in tight. Now we're going to add a little twist. We're going to take the right hand to the top of your left knee. Inhale down, left hand to the top of the right knee, still imprinting that spine. Twist, squeezing that ball, and twist. Really get the hand to the top of the knee, reach, get the shoulders high above the mat. For 4, exhale, inhale, 3, last 2, and 1. Now take your hands by your sides, and actually, before we're doing that, we're gonna find our weights again. So get your weights into your hands if you have them. Now feet directly beneath the knees, lower back presses into the mat. We're gonna have the hands with the weights in them down along your sides, and then peel that spine all the way up. Once the hips are high, I want you to sort of button your ribs towards your hips. Just slightly shorten that distance between the ribs and hips. Take your hands up over your shoulders, and we're gonna lower the elbows as you lower the hips, lift the arms, lift the hips. So it's like a little hip lift into our shoulder ridge, but then also using these weights to lift, and I'll work the upper body at the same time. Aim for 8 and 7. Squeeze that ball, narrow the waist. 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. Now keep the hips high. Just open your arms out to the side, palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, pull the arms back together. Keep squeezing the ball. Inhale out. Exhale, wrap the core tighter, pull those arms together. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you lift. 4 more. Inhale and exhale. Last 3. Lift. 2. Squeeze that ball. 1 more. Up and hold. Now, I want you to reach the arms all the way behind you. Backs the hands touching the floor. Look, this weights are pinning your hands down. And drop your rib cage down first. Middle back. Second, really tilt the pelvis to get through that lower back. 1 vertebra at a time until your hip bones and your tailbone come down. And then take your hands with the weights all the way down to your sides. Now, we're going to remove the ball. Come up onto your tiptoes. So heels are up. Press your lower back down, draw the abdominals in, peel your spine straight up into a nice high shoulder bridge, and then lift the hands up. Again with the weights in the hands if you have weights. Send your right leg up to the ceiling, flex that foot. We're gonna lower the arms as you lower the leg. Exhale, point the toe. Flex the foot as you lower the leg. Point the toe as you lift it. There's no movement through the pelvis, no movement through the left leg. If you look down your body, your hips should be level. Movements are slow and controlled. Try to stay high on that left toe. Unless you feel a cramp or something coming on, then you can drop that heel. Try to catch those cramps before they set in. Aim for 4 more. Inhale and exhale. 3. Keep the hips level. Keep the core strong. Last 2. And lift. And 1. Lift and hold. Take the right toe down to the mat. Let's reach down to behind. We're going to just do a little reset before we do the other side. Peel the spine. We're just going to lower it, bone by bone. Articulate down to the mat. Hands back to your sides. Drop your heels for a moment. And then set up for the other side, heels up, lower back down, peel that spine all the way up, ribs to hips, fingertips up to the ceiling, left leg up to the ceiling, flex your foot, inhale, lower the leg, lower the arms, exhale, point the toe, pull everything back together, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, aim for 6, and 5 again, do little checks, looking down the body, check that right knee isn't moving, your pelvis is level. We're not dropping that left hip at all. Aim for 3, 2, keeping the hips high up off the mat. Last one, inhale and exhale. Now take that left toe down. Keep your hands right over the shoulders. I want you to overextend. So reach the fingertips up to the ceiling and then sink the shoulders down. It's like a 1/2 inch movement, not big. Lift the shoulders up, just expanding those shoulders out. And then down. It's almost like you're wrapping your shoulders around and up to the ceiling. Let them drop back to the mat. 2 more. Lift those arms, reach the fingertips, opening the shoulder blades, and then pull them down. Last one. Lift, opening the shoulder blades, reaching the arms up and down. Now reach the hands to the floor behind you. So back to the hands touching the floor. Lift the hips high. Pull your knees in. And then slowly melt your spine down. Thinking of a bicycle chain. 1 link at a time. Dropping down into that mat, slowly, bone by bone, hip bones and tailbone down. Last, drop your heels, and then take your hands back to your sides. Now let's drop the weight. So I'm going to pull your knees in for a moment. Just come into our recovery position with the knees into your chest. Good. Now, if you have the loop, we're going to do 1 more shoulder bridge, but this time with the loop. So get that loop back up around your knees. Feet flat on the mat. We're going to lift the hips high. Button your ribs towards your hips. Really narrow the waist. Hands down on the mat. We're going to lift the right knee up. Right knee stays over the hip. Knee is bent. Now lift your toes on your left foot. So we're balancing on our left heel. Inhale, lower the hips down. Exhale, lift. Let's even take the fingertips up, down, and up. So it's a single leg shoulder bridge. Right knee is bent, staying over that right hip. Aim for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hold the last one. Now I need to tap the toe down and up. Keep the hips high like they're sitting on a shelf. Aim for 6. Balancing on that heel, on that left foot. Last 4, 3, inhale, exhale, 2, and 1. Now take the right heel down. Lift your left knee up. Again, we lift those toes on that right foot. So we're in a strong flex foot. Inhale, lower the hips down. Exhale, lift. So working on that right glute. Down and up. Low to high. So make sure the hips touch the mat without resting, and then get as high as you can. Aim for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the last one up, point that toe, tap, and lift. Hips stay high. Stay there, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and take the feet down to the mat, arms reaching behind, and just roll your spine down. Now you pull your knees into your chest, draw your chin, and then we're going to roll up into a balance. Take the elbows wide, scoop the core, make sure you've got enough mat behind you. It might inch forward a little bit. And we're going to roll back to the shoulders, up to your balance, back to the shoulders, up to the balance. Adding a little advance, we're going to reach the toe behind, toes to the ceiling, and then into your balance. Hands to the mat, feet go behind, feet up. Roll into your balance. And again, feet behind. Just do the best you can. Protect your body. Make sure you don't come onto that neck. Don't roll back too far. Last one. Don't force anything if the feet don't want to touch the floor. Lift those legs up. Feel free to use your hands. And then roll back to your balance and feet down to the mat. Straighten up your back. And grab a quick sip of water. Now, as I'm doing this challenge of mine to do 2 live streams a day, Monday through Thursday. Friday, I think I'm just going to do 1. I'm trying to mix it up as much as possible and make each session quite unique. So hopefully you keep tuning in. That's why I kind of throw in different equipment. But again, you still get the same sort of workout or enough of a workout, even if you don't have the equipment. So we still have that loop around the knees if you're using the loop. Our lower knee is bent, knee is at the front edge of the mat, top leg is straight. So imagine a wall behind you. Your head, your shoulders, your hips, and your heels would all be touching the wall. Take your hands to your lower abdominals, button your ribs towards your hips, and start lifting that top leg up and down. Aim for 8, 7, 6, 5. Foot is parallel to the floor. Foot is flexed. Last 2. And 1 up. Point the toes, circle. Up and around, or actually down and around. Down, all the way around. Hold. So circling forward, holding at the top. 1 more there. Big circles. Hold at the top. Reverse it forward the other way. Back, down, forward, and up. And again, no movement through the hips. No movement through the shoulders. Last 2. All the way around and up. And 1, all the way around and up. Now hold. Now lower that foot down. Foot stays in line with your hip. Kick it forward, back, up, down, forward, back, up, down. 4 more. Lift and lower. And 3. Imagine the foot rolling along a track that stays in line with your hip. 1 more. Forward, back, up, and down. Now stretch the lower leg out. Bend the knee and slide that foot back. Just pull the knee up to the ceiling, stretching that loop. Lower leg is hovering up on the mat. Top shoulders back. Lift and lower. Aim for 6 and 5. Try to really point that knee to the ceiling. Pull it to the wall behind you. Last 3 and 2. And 1. Now drop the head down. Take your hand, wrap it around the waist, lift a little bit through the lower oblique, and then roll the top shoulder back. Lift that top leg, small circles with the top leg. 6, 5. No movement through the hips, no movement through the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Hand to the ceiling. Reverse your circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lock that top leg in place. Lift the lower leg to the foot, to the floor, up and down. Stay there for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then last variation, we sweep both legs to the edge of the mat. Both legs stay straight, stretching that way for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs come back together. Drop the hip down. Pat on any tension through the top leg. Just drop the knee forward. And circle the arm around as you hold the hand to the knee. 2 circles the other way. Good. Now, before I change side, we're going to add a side plank variation here. So we're going to start with our level 1. Both knees are bent. Hand wraps around the waist. And lift your hips up. Try to get the hips as high as you can. And lower them back down. So you're kind of onto those knees, getting the hips high, pulling that waist up, keeping the top shoulder back. Last 2. Now we're going to advance it. Take the hand to the ceiling, stretch the top leg, and if you can, stretch out the lower leg. Tuck that hand under and lift. Tuck and lift. So your modification here is just to drop 1 knee down. Keep the shoulder over the hand. Keep the hips high. Keep the hips forward as well. Last 2 and 1. Now we're going to reach the arm over to that ear. Hips go high. Arm down to the side. Hips low. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Your modification. Knee stays on the mat as you lift and lower. Aim for 4 and 3. So think about your breath like a bellow. Squeezing those abdominals in as you lift the hips high as the air leaves you. Tighten the waist. Last 1, and then we take the hips down to the mat, pull that knee forward, and then the arm that was on the mat reaches over your head. So we just open up that left side, or that side that was kind of closer to the floor. Okay, we're gonna start that whole side series over on the other side. Start with head propped up, bottom knee is bent, top leg is straight, heel, hip, shoulder, head in line, core strong, foot flexed, parallel to the floor, up and down. Big movements without moving the pelvis. So get that leg as high as you can. Touch one finger to that top hip and make sure it's not kind of rolling back or pointing up towards your head. Just you should feel the muscle moving, but not the bone. Stay there for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe, big circles all the way around. Hold at the top, as big as you can, as slow as you can. No movement through the upper body. 2 more, forward, down, back, and hold. Last one. Hold it high, lift a little high, reverse. 4, 3, last 2. And hold. Now drop the foot down. Kick forward, back, up, down, forward, back, up, down. So that leg is drawing a capital L shape. Trying to stay in line with the hip as you kick forward, in line with the hip, kind of going up and down as you go up to the ceiling. Try to keep the foot, or kick the foot all the way in front of you if you've got that space. 2 more. Forward, back, up, down. Last one. Forward, back, up, and down. Now extend your lower leg, shoulders back, lengthen from top leg to the tips of the toes. Bend the knee at the top leg and straighten it back out. Then extend. So imagine a string, just kind of pulling that knee up, lowering it back down. So we're going straight to the ceiling. If you have that resistance loop, just stretching into that loop. For 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Now we're going to drop the head, take the hand, wrap it under the lower part of the waist, find a little gap there, keep your top shoulder back, and then lift the top leg, small circle. 6, 5, 4, nothing else should move, still have that little gap under the lower part of the waist. Hand to the ceiling now, reverse your circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Lower leg taps the foot and then the floor. First 8, 7, top leg stays locked in place. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold both legs up, flex your feet, scissor both legs. 8, 7, 6, knees straight, no movement through the pelvis, no movement through the ribs. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs back together, drop the feet down, pat out the top leg as you drop that knee forward. Hand from the head holds the knee, other arm sweeps, raising along the floor, pushing anything out of the way. And reverse your circles to the other way. Over, behind you, and over, and behind. Good. Now for the side plank on the other side. So we start again with our level 1. Feet together, knees together, hand wrapped. Press into your fist, lift the hips up. Find some big space here under, so I want as much space there as you can. Shoulders back. 4 more. 3, 2, hold the last one up. Extend that top leg. If you can, extend both legs. Tuck and lift. Exhale. Inhale, so checks. Shoulders should be over the elbow. Glutes should be strong, slightly pushing the hips forward, keeping those hips high. And lift. And the hips stacked. Last one. We're going to hold the arm up. Now lift the arm up to that ear, hips even higher. Drop the hips low. And lift. And lower. Aim for 4. Slow movements. 3. Last 2. And 1. And hold. And then drop the hips down. Take the bottom knee forward. Then the top knee reaches over your head. Let's stretch. Good. All right, we're going to flip over onto your front. I'm just going to keep this loop there. we're gonna use it a little bit, but often it's just gonna be slack on the leg. So if you have it, might as well just keep it there. Now I've got my weights in my hands now, so you've got that option, extra weight. Our feet are about hip width apart, so there's a little bit of tension on that loop. Draw your belly button in and lift your chest, lift your weights. Elbows are in a W shape. Inhale down, exhale up. Keep the core strong, keep your belly button pulling in. Stay there for 4 and 3, last 2 and 1. Now with the next one, I want you to lift that chest, but reach the arms forward as you drop the chest. Pull the elbows back as you lift. So hands, weights in the hands, reaching the arms forward. Don't let the arms touch the mat, just like a swimming movement. Head down as the arms reach, head up as the elbows pull back. 4 more, reach and pull. 3, last 2, and back. 1. With this one, we're gonna sweep the hands down along the sides, just turn the pinkies up, lift those weights up to the ceiling, back to the hands that touch the floor as the chest comes down. Exhale, lift, rotate the arms, pull the shoulder blades together, inhale, lower. 2 more, lift, and lower. Last one, lift up and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. I want you to drop your weights. Take your hands out to the corners of your mat. Take your feet wider. Lift the arms, lift the legs, and flutter the hands and feet. Aiming for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Stretch a little longer. Go a little higher. Go a little wider. And again, flutter. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, hands under the shoulders. Sit back onto your hips. Rest your head. Stretch the arms and breathe. Good. Okay, let's flip over onto your back. Time for our stretch. Take the loop off of your knees. Wrap it around your right foot and come back onto your back. So you can also use a band or a belt for this. Try to find a neutral spine, a little bit of a gap under your lower back, shoulders down. See how straight you can get that leg, how close you can pull it in towards your chest, and then guide the leg out to the side. For your inner thigh stretch, turn the head the opposite direction, extend the opposite arm out. So left arm reaching out as you stretch into that right inner thigh. And then take your left hand to meet that right leg, cross the leg over the body, extend your right arm, look to the right. Keep the right hip down as you swing that leg over to your left. Come back to the center, switch legs, left foot in, right leg long. And again, sink your shoulders down, find a neutral spine, press the knee away as you pull the foot in. Hold. Leg drops out to the left as you turn your head to the right, extend the arm out to the right. And then take the right hand to the left leg, switch. So left arm reaches out, looking to your left. Left leg drops out to your right side, keeping that left hip down on the mat. Get the leg straight, pull that band. And then come back to the center. Drop your loop. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, loop your hips on the back of your left thigh. Again, try to find that neutral. So tilt the pelvis forward, pull the knee in, open your shoulders out, and breathe. Good. One more. Pull in, knee to the chest, and then change sides. Left ankle over the right knee, hands around the back of the right thigh, open your shoulders out, pull the knee into the chest. Good. And breathe. And pull both knees in, draw your chin into your chest, roll yourself up, cross your feet, spin yourself around, chin to chest, rounded spine, nice big cat stretch. Then lift your knees up, press into your heels, arch your back, pedal through the feet, right heel, right and left, both heels down, hands come back to your feet, nod the head, yes, shake the head, no. Soften the knees, scoop the abdominals, and peel, just rolling your spine back up, articulating every joint, shoulders and head up last. Lift the arms up, Keeping your ribs pointing towards your hips, we float up into our balance, nice and high, heels together, inner thighs working, and then arms out to the side, lower the heels, and just again, open that chest one last time, and shake everything out. Good, well done everybody. Hope to see you again at 5:30 for a beginner session or get your kids out and hopefully they'll enjoy it. I've had my consultants, my own children, helping me to work it out. So please check back in, follow us on Instagram, get Brooked, and Facebook. Please pay what you want for these sessions, whatever you feel is fair or however much you're using. Details are in the chat box there. Thanks.
And subscribe to the YouTube.